Hey, good morning, everybody. Good evening in America and beyond. Welcome to my live stream. I appreciate it. Good morning to the NTZ crew. Cal Deadman, I see, is on here. Bobby D is an unofficial member of the NTZ. Is Ingram Davis here? John Wells here yet? We're going to talk about this, you know, exciting news that everybody is talking about, this green lane tourism. Should you get excited about it? Hey, Jacob Tons, I want to thank you. Tonight, we're going to take, he sent me out to dinner for my birthday, which my birthday is May 28th. I don't even remember telling anybody that, what my birthday was. And, thank you, Jacob. And he wants me to take John and his wife too. And we're going to do that tonight. Thank you. I really appreciate it, man. Hey, Wells Family Journey. Good to see you. I wouldn't get too excited about it because I'm going to tell you why in a minute. This is just, it's like leftovers warmed up. It's really all it is, guys. See, that's why I made my channel. I'm going to give you the nitty gritty. I'm not going to rain on anybody's parade because, hell, it is great news on the surface, especially for, people trying to reunite with their families and their loved ones. But here's the nitty gritty. This place is going to open up when it opens up. No one really knows, but that news last night, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you why. It's just, is it great news? No, it's old news and it's warmed over. And, it's one of the reasons I made my channel, man. Hey, Bobby G, good to see you, brother. Let's see. JH, man, you're funny. I see some of your Facebook posts. You said the one you put on there today really was funny. He said, I'll pray for you after you tell me what happened. Hey, Sam Champion. Well, what are they talking about? Let's see. Did I miss something? Hey, DJ Franz. King Arthur, good to see you, brother. Oh, yeah, JH says one troll already with the thumbs down. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I think that's a stalker down in Lady. Because, before I even come on, I got thumbs down. Sam Champion says, really ashamed that those damn trolls out there with a thumbs down even before I get started. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something. Michael Jackson, in my opinion, was one of the greatest entertainers of my lifetime. And hell, people didn't like him, so hell. But it don't matter. Now, I'm not comparing myself to Michael Jackson. I'm just making the comparison. As great as he was, people hated him. So hell, I'm just a ordinary Joe. They're not going to like me. Let's see. Hey, Levon White, good to see you, man. Oh, okay, John. Okay, go ahead. Take care of your business, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we got some people on here. And let me shout out Steve Crompton and his Marine buddies, man. From now on, man, all my videos, I'm going to shout y'all out. Because, y'all, the brave guys, they're heroes. Even though I served in the service, man, I was in the Navy. I was way away from the front lines, man. Hell, I never even saw a bullet. But I did hear the planes taking off. And, the Navy's just as important as any other. But I didn't go into service to fight, honestly. But I'm thankful that I did join and serve my country. But, I've been seeing a lot of, I read the headlines, too, about the green lane tourism in the Philippines. And, then I seen a lot of the vloggers jumping out there with the breaking news and everything like that, getting everybody excited. And every article I wrote, see, this is what pisses me off sometimes about journalism over here in the Philippines. I call it rubber stamp journalism. You can put in Google green lane tourism in the Philippines, and all the articles are going to come up. But when you punch on them, they're the exact same article. It's just on a different media outlet. Well, it basically doesn't say anything, doesn't go into any detail. It just says, they're contemplating green lane tourism for fully vaccinated, foreign tourists. Well, first of all, they don't even tell us what green lane tourism is. Neither does the bloggers. It is initially, what it basically means is they're going to allow, it's just like a green light to proceed, but they're saying, we're going to make it easier for you to come to the country, and we're going to relax the quarantine protocol. And one article I did see where they said, and allow you to go to major tourist destinations, but let me give you something that you only heard of on my channel to begin with. Way back in September, when I had about 400 and something subscribers, I did a Philippine travel update. I did so many, I just got tired of it because nothing was changing. And I put the link in the description here. It was dated September 7th, 2020. And it was the Philippines' initial reopening plans. Here's what it was, guys, and tell me if this sounds familiar. They said they're going to allow international tourists back into the country the second half of 2021, and they're going to establish travel corridors, travel bubbles, which is the same thing as green lane, by the way. Once the other countries start lifting their quarantine, protocol. Well, this green lane tourism article that everybody's got so excited about, it's the exact same. They're saying the exact same thing in the September 7th, 2020 article, except they're just substituting green lane for travel corridor, and they're substituting countries in the region with fully vaccinated tourists. That's it, guys. One thing I can say about the article in September 7, 2020, it goes into more detail than this article does. This article, it's not what it's saying, it's what it's not saying. Let me tell you what it's not saying. I wrote this stuff down, man, because it's crazy, man. But again, first of all, the biggest thing is this. It doesn't say when they're even going to implement it, when they're going to start it. They doesn't even give you a target date of when they're going to do it. They just say, oh, we're contemplating green lane tourism. I mean, how crazy is that? Okay, that's what the biggest thing it says. It doesn't even tell you what the protocols are going to be. Okay, yeah, we're going to let you come in here. You don't need a quarantine, but what else? Because the only thing that I could find out, any country that's doing this green lane tourism is Singapore. So Singapore says they only have a green lane now for two countries, Brunei, certain part of Brunei, and then mainland China. All the rest of them, they suspended because of the rising COVID cases. But in their situation, once they let you in, their green lane is this: no quarantine, but you got a strict controlled itinerary. You can't use public transportation, only private cars like taxis, your own car, renting cars. And you have to have that contact tracing app. That's for Singapore. Now, the Philippines is not Singapore, okay? Far from it. The Singapore's cases is way down there. And, Singapore is the new America, the land of opportunity. And I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I'm just letting you know, guys, this isn't new news. Read that article I put under there. They're saying the same thing. That was the Philippines' initial plans to begin with. Okay. But this rubber stamp journalism, guys, and then you got these bloggers on here pushing that out there, getting your hopes up, man. Look. This place is going to open when it's going to open, man. I hate to tell you that. That's the bottom line. Hey, Jerome Smart, good to see you, brother. Thanks. Yeah, we talked yesterday. If you got any questions, let me know. Hey, Derek, Cousin Norris, good to see you. All right, Enzo, Australia's in the house. But yeah, Brad Jones says, hey, Calvin, any travel updates? I need to get out of here. Well, you know, they got all these bloggers and everything's got y'all all excited about this green lane tourism, man. I'm telling you, it's nothing new, guys. And, you know, it just allows fully vaccinated foreign tourists to enter into the country with no quarantine. Because really, with quarantine, it defeats the purpose. All right. But it's nothing to get excited about because the article doesn't say anything. It just says, oh, they're contemplating it. Okay, they're contemplating a lot of stuff over here. You know, need I remind you that there's no vaccines over here yet. Okay. We were reading an article yesterday. It's some crazy figure. It's only something like 2% of the population has even been, no, less than that. Let's see. 3 million people have been vaccinated out of 110 million. But the goal is 70 million, which they've dropped it down to 50 million. Then they dropped it down and said, okay, we're just going to try to reach herd immunity in these major urban centers. So it's changing all the time, guys. I promise you that they needed to put some great news out there, some good news to give people some hope. And that's exactly what this article did. But if you read it, it's not saying anything. It's nothing to get excited about. Is all I'm telling you. Because they said it the same thing in September of 2020. I mean, I broke that, believe it or not. Hey, Boom Jay, good to see you, man. Simply Actors. Hey, I want to give a shout out to, Chriselle that's always on here. Well, she started her own channel, and I promise you, she's probably going to have a great channel because she contributes a lot to this channel. And I saw some stuff on her Facebook. I think she put her first video out, guys. Let's support her. Chriselle. I think it's just called Chriselle. Crisselle. She's from Ilocos Norte. I think that's where Marcos was from. So she's feisty up there. Hey, Kenneth Balls, what's going on? He's from Ilocos Sur. There's May Bonga from Himalayan City. Is that on the way to Sapalai? Seems like I've seen that name. Yeah, say Logano says, give us a nitty gritty. I'm not trying to come down hard on you guys, but I just take to tell you something, man. You know, the Philippines already said they're going to establish these travel bubbles with countries in the region who have had success containing the COVID-19. That's basically, that was their plans initially. Now you go read this article. I mean, it's a nothing article. It doesn't tell you anything. They says, oh yeah, they're contemplating what they're thinking about. They're going to do a study, about whether to allow green lane tourism. And they got everybody on fire here on YouTube in the Philippine community, man. I'm just telling you, man, to pump your brakes, because you're coming. Even if they do that, one of the bloggers said they're talking about opening up in July. Yeah, good luck with that. And even if they did, here's what you face when you come over here. If you come over in July, like he said, you're going to be in a country where very few people have even had the vaccination, man. You'll be running around, and like I said, they're going to have you. It's going to be strict. The Philippines can't afford to just open all up, Who are they going to allow in here? They didn't say it. They're just going to allow, are they going to have an agreement with certain countries? Are they just going to open it up for all foreign tourists who have been fully vaccinated? See, you got to read this stuff, man. You can't go by what people say. Read it for yourself. Man, if the Philippines was to open up in July and just say all the fully vaccinated people in here, man, it would be a cluster fuck. And I said that. I'm sorry. But I'm not going to beat around the bush with you guys. You come over here now. Hey, Gabriel. Gabriel Bowe said, it's not for me, it's for my wife. Okay. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that super chat, man. That's funny. But yeah, let's talk the nitty gritty on my channel, man. Let's don't, I ain't trying to get you guys all excited. Hey, James Lyons, he's another unofficial NTZ member. Now, remember, if you are an NTZ, you're NTZ for life. We don't kick you out for nothing. Logano says, I think as the year goes on and vaccination rates increase around the world, they will slowly open up. Think fourth quarter. That makes a lot of sense, man, but remember, this place is going to open up. You're just going to wake up one day because nobody really knows. We're guessing, we're giving you our opinions and everything. You're just going to wake up one day and it's just going to be on the hey, the Philippines is open for international tours or whatever. Let me remind you, there's not even a green lane tourism for locals yet. We can't even move around yet. Would that make sense to bring international people in here and let them roam around the country, but yet we're still on quarantine and we can't go anywhere? I don't know. Let's talk about it, guys. What y'all think? Did anybody read the article? Or are you just listening to guys like me and the other guys? But I'm going to give you the nitty gritty. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to, this is great news. Everybody's saying, blah, 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 blah. July. If I were you and they open up in July, I wouldn't come. I'm telling you now. This ain't the Philippines that we're used to, guys. Let's, have some patience. And, you don't want to put your life on the line just to come over here for, a couple of weeks or whatever, And as good as the Singapore green lane was, remember, they basically shut it down. Look, the agreements with Germany, I'm going to read you the countries. Germany, Indonesia, Malaysia, Japan, Korea, they suspended it, because of the rising cases of COVID. It's going to be hard. Like I said, this article doesn't say anything. It just says, they put that out there that they're, looking at it, basically. Man, come on, guys. I had to get on here, man. After I watched two vloggers out here, man. I said, no, I'm going to talk about this on my live chat because that's the reason I made my channel, man. It's not good that you come out here, because they know that people aren't going to read it for themselves, Let's see what we got. Kenneth Ball says, am I the only Army veteran here? I have great respect for the Marines and the Navy. I appreciate the Air Force since at least three of my relatives were USA veterans. Shout out Kenneth Balls. Majority of my friends went into the Army. I don't know why. I guess the Army was given a big bonus when I was getting out of high school. That's the reason I became a cook in the Navy. Let me remind you. Because at the time they were giving a $1,500 bonus, which in 1981, when I graduated high school, it's probably the most money I'd ever seen in my life. And they threw it out there to me. They said, hey, yeah, if you want to be a cook. And then it was another one. I think it was some type of intelligence service, cryptology. Yeah. Both of them were given a $1,500 bonus. They said, well, hell, I said, well, hell, what cooking ain't gonna be hard, man. Shit. It is, man. But they be on you too. They want that food, man. Because, my first duty station was in Naval Air Station, Memphis, Tennessee, Millington, Tennessee, right outside Memphis. And it was like an A school. A lot of people went to A school there, man. And those guys, man, they be hungry in the morning. I mean, it's just a line just as long as you can see. And you'd be on there. They used to have me on the omelet line, and boy, I tell you, talking about the pressure. The pressure's on you, man. Wells Family Journey says, hey, John and Calvin, that was a long but good last live show of you two. Hey, thanks, man. And that's all we're going to talk about on that today. Let's see what we got. Simply Acker says, Cal, you're right. A lot of bloggers are giving foreigners fake hope. And I don't like that, man. I don't think it's fair. In my business, the insurance business, we have to give full disclosure. We can't just tell them the good parts about, insurance. We got to give them the limitations too. We got to give them the other side too. And I just don't think a lot of bloggers are doing that, man. They're just wanting these views and everything like that, man. I don't think it's a good idea to do that, man. This place is going to open up when it opens up. That's right, JX. He said Green Lane is a waste of time. Each country will have different document requirements. Like I said, if you read the article, man, you're going to come out of it more confused than when you went in. And then it's that rubber stamp journalism. Every article is the same exact article, quoting the same exact people, word for word. It's nothing different if you go to Field Star, if you go to Manila Times, Inquirer, Cebu. It's all the same article, man. They don't tell you when they're planning on implementing the damn thing. Not even a target date. Okay? They don't even give you that. They're not going to say, hey, is it going to be open to all fully vaccinated foreigners or just the ones in the region? We don't know. Wells Family Journey, yeah, I appreciate you, man. Say Logano says, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. I mean, I quit trying to figure out what's going to happen with this tourism over here. But let me say this real quick. I'm going to get off subject real quick. Thanks, Timothy Bright, for the super chat. Says, I was in the Army, everyone, the Salvation Army. Thank you, Texas. To Soy, he says, yo, Calvin, happy Sunday there in St. Carlos from us here in Davao. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Over here, man, they got something called double dead meat. You got to be careful, guys. I don't eat a lot of pork. I could probably count the times on my fingers that I've eaten it. This year, I've really cut down on it. But what double dead meat is mostly with pork. The pig or the hog would die of some other cause, not slaughter. And then they'll slaughter it after the fact and sell it. It's illegal here. It's dangerous. And if you think pork is bad for you, then double dead meat is double bad for you. And that's a pun intended, man. So, I don't buy pork here in the Philippines, man. It's especially in the market, because I was talking to my girlfriend this morning. I was like, I don't buy it because you don't know how long it's been there. It's not like these vendors can, if they don't sell all of their pork, it's not like, at the end of the day, at the end of the week, they throw it away like they do in America and write it off on their taxes. No, they're going to sell that stuff until it's gone. So you don't know how old it is. And that's what pisses me off. Thanks, Wells Family Journey, for that super chat. He said, happy early birthday next week. Yeah, I think I must have mentioned that. Thank you, brother. My birthday is May 28th. I think I did. Joseph Relaford said, Walmart and gyms are mask optional for vaccinated people. Gabriel Bode said, hi, Calvin. I want to bring my boys once they open, both in the teens. What would be the best hiking and island to hang out? Oh, man, really, all of them, man, because see, when people say Cebu, they don't realize Cebu is a whole island with just a massive amount of places, guys, that you can visit and go to. That would be the first stop Gabriel, because it's so many places in Cebu where you can, not just Cebu City, but Cebu Marlboro, Bantayan Island, you can go so many different places, and most of them have hiking, places. And then if you want to hang out and then Cebu is centrally located. Hell, you can go to Dumaguete, Baal. That'd be the first place I would start, man. Hey, Greg Griffith, he said good morning from Chi-Town. Zachary McCloy said, so I'm fully vaccinated, but I want to finally see my girlfriend. The problem is she lives in Digo City. I wonder what I have to go through to see her. You mean if they open that up, she's probably going to have to come and see you. They didn't say this in that article, and they didn't say a lot of things in that article, but I did see one article where the guy said opening up our major tourist destinations. She's probably, if they do that green lane, she's probably going to have to fly to meet you somewhere like Manila, Cebu, or something like that. That's the truth. Hey, Ennis Montgomery says, happy birthday, big brother Calvin. Keep making us proud from Rockford, Illinois. Man, thank you so much, Ennis, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. And Gail, I don't know if I told you, but Gail said thank you too. And we're still waiting on Gail's situation, everybody. Just, there really is no update. We signed it. It arrived in the U.S. about 3 weeks ago, and we signed it in and sent it to the lab. So really, any day now, we can get that update. Man, that's going to be a big one way or the other. Island First said, why would anybody want a watered down experience in PI? Just wait till next year. Man, see, he said it all. I just said that. I said, look, if you come over, this isn't the Philippines that you're going to be used to, guys, but I get it. If you want to reunite with your loved ones and your family. I mean, I wouldn't want to discourage that. Then that way I could shoot over to Guam, get fully vaccinated, and come back. I'm all for it. But I'm not going to get anybody excited. I'm not going to have a parade over here and break out, 50 million dancers and a big old band like MC Hammer said, and have you guys, start making reservations and stuff. I'm not going to do that to y'all because y'all deserve better. I'll be honest with you, man, but they haven't even talked about a green lane for us over here already. Give me the green lane over here, the green light, like John Legend said. And give me the green light, that's what I want. Kenneth Ball says, my understanding is that the green light process will become effective either like late this year, November, December, or next year. Yeah, I agree, Kenneth. It's anybody's guess. We're going to wake up one morning and they're going to say, hey, welcome back to the Philippines. But, my biggest thing with that article is they did not specify when they plan on implementing it. It's like me telling somebody, hey, I'm going to send you some money, but I'm not going to tell you when. And I know you need the money, but I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to send it. I'm going to tell you how much money I'm going to send. I'm just going to say, hey, Frank Ellis, I know you're starving over there, man, and your rent past due, and, you're behind on your child support. I'm going to send you some money. I'm going to send you a bag. Take care, and I'll hang up on you, Frank. I know your situation's a whole lot better than that. I just, you throw, I know you can handle that analogy because you're a big ball over there. But that's just like me saying that. I mean, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to be sitting back. Every damn day I'm going to be checking the mail, checking my email. When is this clown? When is Calvin going to send me this money? They didn't even give you, just like Kenneth Balls just said, he at least threw out there November, December next year. They don't even give you that. It's a messed up article, man. It's crazy, I tell you. Patrick Ginn says, hey, at Sunshine Shoulders, OSA has created new guidelines for foreign spouses to make let's see, easier entry. I have the updated info from the Department of Foreign Tourism. Yeah, well, right now you got to realize, Patrick, that the buying visa is exempt from all that protocol anyway. If you're married, I could go home right now. I'm still married to my wife. I could fly home right today, buy a ticket for me and her, round trip, that is, for me, one way for her. Come here and get in. Now, I'm going to read that, though. Yeah, send me that information just in case it's something new. Hey, Jeffrey Teller, thank you. I really appreciate it, man. Hey, brother, if I was rich, I'd send you $58 for your birthday, but since I'm not, here's 5 plus 8. Man, thank you, brother. It means a lot, man. I really appreciate that. Thanks for the super chat, GLM. He says, how much does it cost to send a child to private school? College in the Philippines. I'm planning before I have children. Well, my son, he went to private school. This is his second year going to private school, but he went to 2 different private schools. The first private school he went to for first grade, elementary, it was $15,000. And I think this is for everybody down in Zamboanga City. And it's going to depend on where you live and what school. But we paid $15,000, which is about, I'm going to say $300 for the whole year. And that does include supplies and stuff. Well, it does. But you got to buy the backpack and all that stuff. And college is a little cheaper, it's a lot cheaper in the United States. And again, it depends. Are you going to like one of the big colleges? Like, first of all, you got to be accepted, because over here, it's just like in America, you take the exam, you got to score high enough to be accepted. But say, for instance, UP, the top college, the last time I checked, it was like 40,000 pesos per semester, which is a lot of money over here. But to somebody coming from America, it'd be like $800 a semester, $1,600 a year. And that's one of the top colleges in Asia, not just Philippines. It's a very good college. Hey, thank you, Michael Gladney, for that super sticker, man. Thank y'all so much, man, for the super stickers, the super chats. I don't take that for granted, man. Let's see where we at. Frank Ellis says Angeles City is nothing but trouble. Sin City. And I said, man, I just want to go there just to say I've been there. Somebody told me it's like the Las Vegas of the Philippines. But then somebody sent me a email and said, man, you don't want to go there. It's different now. It's not the Angeles City of old that, the legendary Angeles City says changed completely. And I'm going to take his word for it. I don't want to go there now. He said, Koreans have bought it. They're very strict. It's not the same. James B says, no, not really, man. If they open up the Philippines like that for the green light for everybody, it's going to be a cluster. Everybody over here knows what that means. Yeah, Doug Carr, he says, Calvin, I don't know if anyone else is feeling this, but sometimes I feel jerked around by all the crowd. Me too, man. To be honest with you. And sometimes, man, you just I'd rather have the truth than a lie. Give me the truth and hurt my feelings than lie to me, and then I find out somewhere down the line, because you're doing me more of an injustice. I don't know all the ins and outs, and if you read that article, go and read the article, man, and I'm going to tell you, you'll see why I say I'm not going to get on camera and, break out 50 million dancers and a big old band. It's nothing to do that for, guys. It's really something that they should have just glossed over and said, yeah, they're looking at this and blah. No, they're getting you all excited. Oh, this may happen, guys. Okay, we'll see. I hope they do. Yeah. And then Wells Family Journey says, Calvin, don't forget that when you get there, you have the mask and shield to wear out daily. Absolutely. And then not just wear out, but when you go into the mall, you got to wear that big ass shield and mask in the mall all around. Over here you do. It's uncomfortable, man. And you guys over there, you're gonna go through a lot, man. I would, like I said, I'm not being the bearer of bad news. I'm just gonna share you both sides of the story. Do I want it to happen? Absolutely, because I know people are willing to reunite with their families and their loved ones. And I've got to make a run here soon. I wanted to open up, but it was a messed up article, guys. I don't even know. Man, you couldn't print an article like that in America. Man, you couldn't. The editor would not allow you to do it. It's just not enough information there, guys. I mean, it's just, I don't know what kind of article that is, man. Ain't nothing to get your hopes up about. That's for sure. And that's the problem I got, man. Some of these guys, man, really. Della at your service said the Philippines should at least allow the foreign spouse of a Filipino to travel back to the Philippines without the Filipino spouse. The policy now is ridiculous. I agree with you there. I mean, but they want you with her. But remember, nothing over here, it doesn't make sense to me either, Della at your service. Dahlia at your service. You're absolutely right. But remember, we're in the Philippines, nothing makes sense to me over here. It's never going to make sense to me. And it's not supposed to make sense to me because I'm not from the Philippines. But that's a great example right there. Timothy Bright, thanks for the super chat. He said, I just read you have a birthday coming up. So happy birthday. Remember birthday licks. Your arms so damn big you won't feel them. We used to do that. And I told my girlfriend's daughter back in March when she had her birthday, I said, yeah, birthday licks. They didn't even know what I was talking about. But Dahlia at your service makes a great point. I mean, I don't see why. Look, I've already showed you. It's on my passport, guys, where I've been in here 3 times on a ballot buying visa. I should only be able to come back by myself, bring my marriage certificate, and be allowed in. But no, they won't let me do it. Frank Ellis said, yeah, hold your horses. I would, man. I would. Hey, Jerome Morgan, he says, hello and good morning, Brother Cal. Thank you, man. Smoky Mountain Modeler, he says, here's the new pickup line. I have my vaccination card. How about you? But let me remind you again that even if they open it up, you're coming into a place where no one's had the vaccination, guys. Absolutely no one. It's not so few people that it's not even negligible on the radar. I mean, really. I mean, and then not only that, but 1 out of 3 Filipinos are said, I'm not going to take it, even if they give it to me. So that's 1/3. That's 30 million people. I will say this. If you're one of those fully vaccinated people that's allowed to come over here and you're going to see your girlfriend or your wife, you tell her, look, now will be a good time to send some money over here. Get fully vaccinated. I'm not going to see you. Hey, Mr. Most Scientific said, aloha, Mr. C. These slick guys are already making fake vaccination passport cards. Absolutely, man. But they've even went further over here, Mr. Most Scientific. They're actually selling fake vaccines over here in the Philippines. Man, these Chinese ain't no joke over here, man. I tell you, they had vaccination centers open, vaccination clinics open early during the pandemic, man, treating people for for the COVID, man. They don't play over here, man. Simply Aka says, I think patience is the key when they open. Don't expect everything will be the same. It will be a new Philippines, and most of us won't like it. I'm glad you said it. And she is a Filipina, okay? Straight from her mouth, guys. Hold on, guys. I missed somebody's damn super chat. I'll get it. Thanks, Wells Family Journey, for the super chat. He said, how much are vaccines in the PI, the real ones? They're free. The government is giving the free vaccine to everybody. Let me find this super chat, man. I let it go. I'm sorry. Here it is. Hey, Ati Maldita. Ati Maldita. Thank you for the super chat she's from Hong Kong. I really appreciate your help and support. It means a lot. Mike C said, how much is the daily fee for you overstaying your visa? I don't know. I don't even check stuff like that, Mike, because I never overstay. But, some guys, we got slick guys over here. They'll say, well, hell, just overstay and it'll cost you less for the fee and all of that and blah, blah, blah. Then, the extension and, the fees that you paying during the course of the year. But, yeah, it's going to cost me my sleep at night, too. I don't want that. P City says, so Terrence Jones plays for the Philippines. He did pre-pandemic, and he was a monster over here, man. I mean, he was putting up numbers that's crazy. 40-something points, 20-something rebounds, 16 assists. Look him up on YouTube and Google him, man. He was dominating over here. And they were going at him, man. They were targeting him, trying to hurt him. Simon says, hello, Sir Calvin. I love you. Well, I love you back, Simon says. I appreciate it. JLM said, Calvin, you got bodybuilder genetics like Sean Ray. I do, man. Ever since, even when I was in high school, people thought I lifted weights, man. And, the football coach would, he would just harass me and pressure me to play in football. I said, man, I'm a 5'2" point guard. Leave me alone. And of course, Magic Johnson, when I was coming through high school, that's when the tall guards got popular. But I would not budge, man. I said, I'm a point guard, man. I ain't going to play no two guard. And I'm not going to play a fullback. Jade says, no, get me on the first plane smoking. I hear you, man. It's a lot of people like you, man. I don't blame you. Dahlia, your service says 1 day of overstay costs 1 month worth of visa. Wow. But hey, remember over here, man, the only thing, and John says this, the only thing consistent is inconsistency. You may be the one who catches immigration on a bad day, and they may blacklist you. They may lock you up. You never know, man. I don't want to be the one. Simon says, no, Calvin. I mean that I really love you. Yeah, and I really love you back. In silence, Simon says. You guys are funny. Cal Devin says, I'm still trying to get smuggled in. Well, you know what you could do, Cal? Go ahead and marry one of them Filipino gay men over there, and y'all come on over here. You can get in that way, Cal, and then dump him when you get here. Oh, okay. Michael Cosby, welcome, brother. I'm glad to see you on here. He said, I got the 2 Pfizer vaccines, 4/31, April 30, April 31st or April 30. I don't think there's 31 days, Michael, in April, and then 5/14. I know what you're talking about, though. But yeah. See, you're ready once they make the decision. Daniel Hackney says, unfortunately, I inherited Pee Wee Herman genes from my mom. She was 4'10", 88 pounds. And see, my mother was 5'1", 5'2", 110. My father was 6 foot. Cal Devin says, Cal, refer to rule number 1. I mess with you, Cal. You my buddy, man. But you're funny, man. He's about one of the funniest. Him and Freddie Sanders, they're about 2 of the funniest people I've ever met that aren't on tour. These guys are funny, man. If they ever get their channel, if I put these two together, man, they'll put me and John to shame. Because, they're funny, man. But they don't hold their tongue. They said they can't. They said they'll get in trouble saying the things they say in the Philippines, and they will. Because they don't hold back, man. That's a fact. Yeah, Ken Horton says, hell, I might need a booster shot by the time the PI opens. I mean, your guess is good as mine. It's going to open when it opens, guys. I'm not even going to try to guess anymore. Let me see. And then when you do get over here, I think they're going to see James Adams, and I'm gonna give you a shout out, James, because he said this a long time ago. He said, Calvin, here's what the Philippines is going to do. He talked about green lane tourism. He didn't even know what it was. He said, here's what I think they're going to do. He said, I think they're going to allow fully vaccinated tourists in there, but only in certain areas, like Boracay, the tourist areas. He said that a long time ago, James Adams. He's a good friend of mine. He lives outside of, we chat every day. He lives right outside of Washington, D.C. And he's a well-read guy. It's what he said several months ago. Wells Family Journey says, yay, shot number 3. I feel a mandate coming soon. I wouldn't doubt it, man. I would not doubt it, believe it or not. Thomas King said, what's the temperature? 33 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that would be. Believe it or not. Daniel Hackney says, I know here in California, June 15th, our mask mandate will come to an end for vaccinated. I didn't get so used to wearing a mask, man. I think I'm going to wear a mask from here on out. Remember, guys, over in Korea, when I used to fly here to the Philippines, I used to see Koreans and Japanese wearing those masks a long time ago, man. And I used to wonder, like, where were these people? Because, Michael Jackson used to wear the mask a long time ago. I think I'm going to just wear it from here on out, man. To be honest with you. I'm not going to, I know the COVID's out there. I'm not going to say it's not out there. Instead of harping on whether it's real or not, I'm just going to stay positive and say, I'm just thankful I didn't contract it. Or maybe I have, and it just didn't, affect me like it, Hubby Bear Adventures says, hey, Calvin, good topic to share. I took the Johnson & Johnson vaccine from the VA. One jab only for that. Have my CDC vaccination card. Philippines opened up so I can apply for my SRRV as a military retiree. Hey, congratulations, Hubby Bear, man. And yeah, that would be a good, reason to come over here too. Go ahead and get it while you're here. See, if they do open up, guys, if you're trying to get married, they're going to put you on a clock. So be careful, man, when it opens up, because even your girlfriend's going to put more pressure on you. She's going to say, hey, when you leave, you might not be able to get back. Go ahead and marry me now. We can register our marriage and then you can come back. See, be careful, guys. Mr. Mo Scientific says, what's an SRRV? It's a special resident retiree visa. They got 4 of them. Depending on where you slide, it's a sliding scale. They got one for military and disabled. They've got one for the younger retiree and the regular retiree. Some of them require a cash. Well, all of them require cash deposit. I think, except for the Filipino, say, for instance, a returning Filipino who's like an American citizen. I don't think his has to have a deposit, but they all have to have a retirement. A deposit or an investment. Our Rick 5014 said Kwame Brown is checking the fake media here. Yeah. See, luckily, my mother and father encouraged us to read. I got a family of readers, man. It doesn't make us smarter than anybody, but we will sit down and we'll read something for ourselves. You can't tell me anything, man. I'm going to go back and research it. I'm going to read it. And that's the problem in a lot of places, especially in my home country, because 57% of Americans never pick up another book once we finish high school, man. Hey, Eves Gabriel, thanks for that super chat. He said, always glad to catch your lives on my way to work. Hey, man, thank you, and have a great day at work, man. Be careful on that hamster wheel because that thing's speeding up, man, as we speak. Cal Dedman says, if you notice, the sale of Tic Tac is down during the wearing of masks. Yeah. And Levon White said, Frank Ellis, my crystal ball says you will get married before you exit the airport. See, that's going to be the new trend, man. Don't get over here and get desperate, guys. They already have us on the time clock. We're trying to flip the script back. Y'all going to keep it tilted in their favor. Don't marry somebody when you get over here, man, just because you may not be able to get back. Remember, in the short run, we're in control, man. We've got, we're going to win. So you come over here for 2 weeks, man, ball till you fall. Out of control, do everything that you ever even dreamed about doing. Hey, then go home and say, hey, I'll see you when I see you. Don't come over and get married, man. Hey, thanks, Eve Gabriel. Yeah, be safe, man, at work. And that's true. Texas to Soy says, if Eves was here, it'd be no work. Yeah, just chill. That's right. That's part of that video I did the other day. Have your cake and eat it too over here, man. I'm living the best life I possibly could have, man. I don't have to work, man. And now, if that isn't having your cake and eat it too, in America, yeah, I had the nice convertible and a nice car, but hell, I had to punch that clock, man. Oh, yeah, Michael Nichols said, Americans don't read anything. He says, that's because we know everything already. See, that's the problem, man. And you'll see it by some of the ignorant-ass statements you'll hear coming out of people's mouths over there. I mean, really. Oh, yeah. Rick 5014 says, rest in peace, Lee Evans, great Olympian. Yeah, rest in peace, man. Hey, guys, hit the like button. It's 229 people, 109 thumbs up. Y'all know that helps me. What's up, Daryl Fullmore? Thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me use your information. And I hope your situation's gotten better over there. If y'all don't remember, Daryl's the one I was talking about. His wife's family they're sending $600 a month over there, which I have to tip my hat to you, man. You might get a sour of the year for that, brother, because I know you're a good brother, and I know you mean well. But hell, that's a lot of money, and they're still not satisfied. That's why your life is so good. That's why it's so full, Daryl Fullmore. And I said that on purpose. But thanks for that super sticker, man. Yeah, you the real deal, man, because I tell you better than me. Because the minute they complain about that, trust me, man, that's 30,000 pesos over here. That's a lot of money. I'd have kicked them to the curb for a little while. They'll come begging back. Let's see. Will Shaw said something I want to read. Let me go back, guys. He says, Will Shaw says, masks have been relaxed for those fully vaccinated. Also, the CDC says if you are fully vaccinated, that you can be around someone with COVID and not catch it. Okay, and I agree, but guess what? Number one, I'm still going to wear my mask. And number two, I'm not going to go around anybody with COVID. That's for sure. Ken James says, because you go on vacation to the Philippines, they're not taking a shot like this should. In cases are high, you got to jump through hoops to go back home. Absolutely. See, that's a great point. Okay, the Philippines may let you in here, but what are going to be the requirements of you going back? Because they're going to say, hey, he's been in a population where just a minute fraction of the population has been vaccinated. Man, listen, guys, even if they open up, if I'm in your shoes, I wouldn't come over here until the numbers of vaccinated people in the Philippines has increased. You know, I just don't think they have enough information yet on that vaccine to say. Well, they do know that you can still transmit it. And see, that's the risk the Philippines is going to take by this green lane tourism. They're going to take a risk, you know, because the CDC says you can still infect somebody with the virus, even though you've been vaccinated against it. Hubby Bear eventually said, Calvin, thanks. Yes, I have a fiance in the Philippines ready to move to the PI. He said he's been to the Philippines several times, now plans to live. He said the military SRV deposit is $1,400. Other SRV deposit is from $20,000 to $50,000. And you're right. And I hope you're able to come over here, man, get that done, get married. And, you know, congratulations, man, you know, because that you didn't get unlucky. Roy Smith said, I put it right up front. I told my Filipino I'm in no rush. Well, if you've never met her, man, it's easy to say, Roy, and I commend you for that. But if you're just talking to her on the screen, is one thing. You know, once she gives you that Filipino tune-up, it's another. I've seen what it'll do to people. They'll run home. Hell, they'll try to sign the papers here, but you can't do it. The visa application has to originate from the United States. It has to be postmarked the United States. Michael Cosby, thank you for the super chat. He said, good to see you all here. I'm ready to get back to the fields to get my oil changed and a tune-up. Hoping the U.S. Will send some vaccines there soon. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. And that's true, man. I wouldn't come over here immediately. First of all, make sure she's vaccinated. You know, hey, Sam, Lou Allen. Yeah, thanks, man. Good to see you. He says it's been a long time. It has. I want to shout out my buddy Fred Baldwin in Guam. It's been a long time for him. He's a good guy. I messaged him today. I said, man, I haven't seen you. He told me he's been busy. And that happens, man. Axion Falls says, if you don't marry when you retire there, and the women don't like to casual date, what other women going to think about you in the village? Are single guys seen as something dangerous? No, you know, because, you know, remember the exception just proves the rule to be correct. There's women over here that will date you because, man, listen, they will take a new life over here. You know, now when you talk about casual dating, yeah, they'll let you take them out, but I don't know if you're going to go any further than that, because if she feels a spark and she lets you go to hit the home run, you're not going to be able to get rid of her, man. And then, you know, if you have somebody else over your house, good luck. But you're not looked at as dangerous. If I were you, I would just be a John and just pay for it, man. And, you know, and leave all that junk behind, because it's a unicorn over here, man. You know, I'm going to tell you the truth. She'll say one thing and she's going to do something else. I promise you that. Okay, Sam, he said, yeah, I've been working too much to see you live, man. I thank you so much, brother. Hey, Red Silk Lloyd, he says, good day to you, Calvin. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I got to give you your opinion, Matt. Why don't you start your own channel and then put your information out there? Why don't you do that? Well, see, it's true, Ken James. I like what you're saying. See, I hate to say, Will Shaw. He said the vaccination is not a cure to keep you from getting COVID. It just keeps your sickness not as bad, but you can still catch it. Absolutely. It's so little. There's a term, I can't find it. I seen it one time, where they're saying, be cautious, guys, just because you've been fully vaccinated. Don't depend. I think it's vaccination dependency. That's what it is. Don't think that, oh, you can just drop all your protocol and just get complacent and everything. And you're depending too much on the vaccine, man. Don't do it, guys. It's we don't have enough information, but that's the word. Vaccination dependency, man. You know, it's like the Jesus, you know, we're looking at it like the Jesus of vaccines, man, and you can't do it. Hey, thanks, Axion False. He said, thanks, love the channel. Yeah, I would just, you know, it's a unicorn over here, brother, you know, but you can get away with it. In the short run, Axion, you can get away with anything over here. But in the long run, it gets dicey. Will Shad says, oh, Calvin, you can be sure I'm still wearing my mask, even though I'm vaccinated. Yeah, you're right. And you're exactly right. He said, but maybe the Philippine government is using the CDC COVID data to plan their green lane. And I believe they are. I agree 100% with you. And plus, like I said, man, even once I'm fully vaccinated, I'm going to wear my mask, and I'm not going to go around anybody that's got COVID. Come over here, that means just who have not taken, okay, 1% would be 10 million, man. They're not even anywhere near 10 million people getting vaccinated over here. It's only like 3 million, and then only like 600,000 of them has had both doses. Matt Bassett says, no offense intended. I was just commenting on the conflicting info. Well, it's a conflicting info on every channel, to be honest with you, Matt. What channels got all the right information? I don't have no conflicting. I'm just telling you that you cannot be vaccine dependent. You cannot take that vaccine and then just say, oh, okay, I don't need to do anything else now. I'm sorry. Okay, let's take, for instance, the guy from the Golden State Warriors. He attended his last year, played his last college ball in the University of Louisville. Can't think of his name. Now, you know, the NBA, they've got the best of the best. Doctors, vaccinations, everything. He's fully vaccinated, and he goes out against and violates COVID protocol and gets infected with COVID again. Now, explain that to me. Okay, all right. Oh, yeah, right, 10%. I said 1%, Capam. And listen to me now. Don't jump to conclusions. I said 1%. 10% is 10 million. 1%, look at that. That's 1 million people. And it's not nowhere near that. So it's about what? 3 million have had one dose. 630,000 have had 2 doses. So what? 630,000. If 1%, that's about 6.6%. Hey, thanks, Domizi626 for the super chat. He said, do you recommend purchasing a pocket Wi-Fi and using it in the Philippines? If you're going to be someone, it's the same as really like having a smartphone and buying a load. It's the same exact thing. And you're probably going to get a better signal depending on where you are in what area. Like in San Carlos, where I live now, Smart, I get a better signal with Smart than Globe. Now, if you want to, is it cheaper? I mean, if you got a laptop, yeah, I would say do it, Demezy. But if you're just dealing with your phone, I would say just buy a load over here. Um, to be honest with you, I did it. I've got one in there, man. The signal just isn't strong enough to warrant the money, man. To be honest with you, I'm pissed off about it because half the time I still can't get a signal. Because I'll do it and I'll take it to certain Airbnbs that don't have free cable. You know, and like I said, you got to see ahead of time, you don't know what area you're going into where the signal's better, because over here it's like that, man. Trust me. This one thing you have to learn. Some areas, Globe is a better signal than Smart and vice versa. So if I've got a Globe pocket Wi-Fi and I buy a load from Globe, okay, the pocket Wi-Fi is about 1,200 pesos. Then I put a load on it, and then I go somewhere where Smart signal is better. I'm messed up. I'm effed. You know, and you just aren't going to know until you get there. But if you go and say, for instance, see, 1,200 pesos is a lot of load for your phone. You can get 6 megabytes of information, no, gigabytes of information for 7 days here for 200 pesos. So how long you going to be here? Thanks, Thomas King, for that super sticker, man. I really appreciate it. Hey, David Gordine, thanks for that super chat. Said, happy birthday, Calvin. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks, D, man. I appreciate you. It took me a while the other day to get what you were saying about landmines. But, you know, because I'm slow, man. When the universe was giving out brains, I thought they said trains. I said, give me a slow one. But thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm excited about my birthday, man. You know, just, you know, Kona Ranger said even the CDC is conflicting. It's changing, guys. You know, we don't know enough about this thing, man. You know, he said every state is doing it differently in the United States, and it is. I just say, you know, I'm going to continue to do like I'm doing. I'm going to treat everybody as if they've got COVID, except my girlfriend, you know. Otherwise, hell, we'd be going to bed with a damn mask on, and, you know, to be honest with you. But everybody else, you know, I'm social distancing, put your mask on, you know, wash your hands around me. I'm just going to treat you like you got it. And that's kept me safe. Maybe, you know, instead of me staying focused on the negative, I'm going to stay focused on the positive and just say, hey, I just haven't gotten it, or it wasn't that bad on me. Because if it's out there the way that they say it is, I'm sure we've all had it. Yeah, Kona Ranger says, yeah, the antenna, who has the towers in your area. That's right. And see, you don't really know, to be honest with you. Mark Unk said, it would be very wise for the United States to start sending a bunch of vaccines to the Philippines. We need Subic Bay back. It will be a show of good faith. I think eventually they are. And the Philippines has set a goal of 202 million vaccines, which will be more than enough. Remember, each vaccine, most of them that they have over here, has to have 2 doses. So that would be 101 million people. Because a lot of people over here aren't going to take it, guys. They're not going to take it for whatever reason. Kona Ranger says, happy birthday, Cal. Appreciate you. Thanks, man. I'm just, you know, if the creek don't rise, man, my birthday's next Friday. I hope, you know, I make it. Johnny Abreu says, do they play racquetball in the Philippines? Tennis is big here and badminton is big here. I never seen anybody play racquetball. Of course, it's big in America, especially at the YMCA, man. They got leagues and it gets pretty competitive. Hey, Demizi626, thanks for that super chat. He says, what do you think the Philippine government vaccinating rich foreigners in BGC or Makati rather than poor folks living in the province? It's sad. Is that what they're doing? Because the Philippines is set up. I didn't know that was happening. Because now they focus on poor people and also people who have underlying illnesses. That's their focus now. But they have so few vaccines, you know. I'll repeat, I saw on Facebook where a good friend of mine, her and her husband and the mother, they were getting vaccinated in Ormoc City, lady. And they were in the vaccination center, and they're not frontliners. They're not anything special. And that was hope for me. I was like, wow. Yeah, JH, if the creek don't rise. That's something my mother used to say, you know. But she would add, you know, if it's God's will and the creek don't rise. Yeah, Axion Fox said there are 1,000 field nurses who graduate and go straight to the U.S. to work in healthcare using a special entry visa. Getting vaccines to the Philippines will keep the flow of nurses coming. Well, see, they put like a mandate on that now. You can't just go straight to the United States anymore like they used to. You got to do your time, or anywhere abroad. You got to do your time here in the Philippines first. And I think that's a great idea because they've had a brain drain with their healthcare workers here. Many of them leave, you know. Roy Smith says, everybody hit the like button, guys. Come on. Brandon Nichols said, my grandmother used to say that. Yeah, it's just an old saying. Kona Ranger says, I think vaccines are coming to the PI because so many Americans are not taking them. But, you know, hell, look, America, I mean, see, that's one thing I like about America, the speed. Over 100 million people have been vaccinated. I mean, wow. I mean, that's unbelievable, man. On any level. Hey, the Measy626, thanks for that super chat. He said, according to a few foreigners living in BGC or Makati, they were bragging about it on Instagram, and they got the good one, the AstraZeneca. Yeah. See, I hadn't read anything about that. But, yeah, now, see, the Philippines labels are like A1, A2, A3, A4, and I think A4 is like the poor people, and that's what they're doing now. Yeah, Cal Dedman says 217 people watching, 160 thumbs up. Come on, guys, y'all know it helps. Ebony Riley says they hard direct except in ER and ICU. But I know that a friend of mine down in Zamboanga, his mother's the actual friend of mine. He graduated as a nurse, and he said he had to do something like 3 years in the Philippines first, which he did. Now he's over in Abu Dhabi or Dubai, one of them making good money. Zorba Dundee said AstraZeneca is the worst one out there. Not over here. But they did get some good news about the other Sinovac, not the one controlled by the government in China, but the one run by Chinese businesses over there. It's very, very effective, like 98% of the frontliners that it protects 7 days after you take it against death. So it's good when you talk about regular people like me who are far from the front lines. You know, Well, Patrick, again, Sinovac, there's two of them. One of them's actually called CoronaVac, but they call it Sinovac. That's the good one. Sinovac is the trash one. Like 50%. Yeah, I wouldn't take that one. Yeah, Daryl Fulmore says use a dual SIM card phone. My girlfriend has that. That's a great idea. Thanks, Daryl. That way, you know, when you get to wherever you're going and you find out which one is the best, then you use that, because it does. It varies in the Philippines. Thanks for the super chat, Demizi 626. He said, unfortunately, my sister-in-law got the cheap vaccine, the Chinese one. She's a nurse in Mindanao. It's unfair. I think she's an essential worker. Yes, see, they did that early on. They were using that one early on for the frontliners. And I have to agree with you. Will Shaw says Sinovac or Sinopharm. Sinopharm, they're kicking that out of the Philippines because it's a big scandal. There was some fake Sinopharm rather, being sold in the Philippines. Remember, I told you they were ahead of the game. They wasn't just selling fake cards. They were selling fake vaccines over here. A spiritual prepper says, is your birthday important, Cal? Of course. He said, if you've not been born, you would not be here today helping people. Thanks, brother. That's a good way to look at it. You know, people say born day. You know, we've gotten so woke now. It says, happy birthday, Calvin. Thanks, spiritual prepper. Everybody's so woke now, you know. Now it's born day instead of birthday, and, you know, and I don't know. Gary Walker says September is one smooth Earth, Wind, and Fire tune. Yeah, I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. I got them on my Spotify. Johnny Abreu says Pfizer is the best you can take. Well, they said now with this new CoronaVac, they said it's way up there, man. But I believe you. Brian Nichols said birthing people. Yeah, everybody's so damn woke today, man. It pisses me off. Thank you, Michael Causey, for that super chat. He said, everyone has their own opinion, and I respect it, but I'm not walking around the rest of my life with a mask on. I have my vaccines. I will obey the rules where I am, but CDC, you have your vaccines, you're okay. Yeah, it's just that I've gotten used to being in that, man, you know, and when an NBA guy fully vaccinated, then he goes out and is infected with COVID again, that just kind of scares me. It makes me kind of wonder, man, is it him and his immune system, or what is it, man? I don't get it, Michael. Yeah. I'm just saying, when I'm around people, I'm not going to wear it in my house or anything like that. But if I go to the store, I mean, because, you know, over here in the Philippines, now in America, it's different when you got 100 million people have been vaccinated. But hell, over here, nobody's taking them. And 1/3 of the population said they're not taking it no matter what. But Duterte says, that's okay if you don't take it. He said, but don't come outside, he says. Stay in the damn house. Don't be out here infecting people. That's him. That's what he said. Yeah, none of it's 100%, man. And see, that's why I'm saying that vaccine dependency is dangerous. You know, they warn against that, you know, thinking, hey, because you've had the vaccine, you can let your guard down and you don't have to do nothing else. You know, we got to be careful. Oh, Frank Ellis said it's his immune system. Okay. Ken James says, I just don't trust the Chinese government. Our industry's cool with the people, though. But you trust them for everything else. They make everything else just about that we buy over in America, man. I promise you, man. From everything from toilet seats, hell, to Jordan shoes that everybody craves about. And I don't, the marketing people behind Jordan, they probably are the greatest marketers of all time, because I'm saying, like, it isn't the best shoe on the market, everybody. Remember, it's the most popular. And that's one thing that I learned a lot, when I used to be a runner, running half marathons and stuff like that. And I read an article that said, a lot of times when you buy the most popular stuff, it's not the best out there. And if I'm going to pay $200 for a pair of shoes, I'm going to go get me a nice pair of Brooks Brothers running shoes or something like that. I'm not going to spend them on a pair of gym shoes. Oh, wow. Zorba Dundee says there's plenty of vaccines here in Melbourne, Australia. No one's taking them. They don't trust the vaccines. 2/3 of the nurses will not take these vaccines here. Wow. See what I'm saying? Exactly, Craig Jordan. He said people are going to do what they want with masks. What's the point of the non-ending debate? Yeah. And then, even that is conflicting. They say that the viruses can get through the mask. It just goes crazy, man. If you really sit around and think about this stuff too much, it's going to drive you crazy. And I don't do it. Jacob Tun says, Hoka One running shoes. I hope they have them over here. Red Sip Lord says, I'm a diamond shellback. Were you in the service? Because I'm a shellback. Yeah, I hear you. Demizi 626 says, what's your favorite shoes to wear? Brooks Brothers, if I'm running. They're the most comfortable shoe I've ever put on. And I went to a place called Swags in Louisville, Kentucky. The owner's a big-time marathoner. And they've got this machine. It's a treadmill you get on. And they film your running style and everything. And they do everything. He's suggested to me the Brooks because they got that big support for my arch, for my type of foot. And I tell you, I walked from Louisville, Kentucky to Lexington, Kentucky in a pair of Brooks Brothers shoes. And I never heard of them, Demizi 626, until he told me, because I'm thinking, hell, and that wasn't $200. I think I paid like $130 or something like that for them. Yeah, Thomas King said the mask ain't protect you, to protect others. Absolutely. And, it's just so much information out there. It's just too early in the game. So I'm just treating all of y'all like y'all got it. Yeah, Zorba B, and that's probably why I haven't gotten it. Because I take a big dose of vitamin C every day, vitamin D, fish oil. I take 5 vitamins. And then I work out every day. My immune system is pretty good. That may be why. Balut John Baker says, I got a pair of Zicoli walking shoes. They have a sling in the heel. I've never heard of that. But that doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of shit, a lot of stuff I haven't heard of. Oh, okay. Red Silk World says, I'm also a golden shellback. Been on both sides of the world. Yeah, see, then I'm a golden shellback. What's a diamond shellback? Because, there's only, 2 hemispheres? Well, there's 4 hemispheres. I haven't been on, I've flown over the northern hemisphere. Clayton Murray says, hey, Calvin, what are you eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner today? Well, for breakfast, I have the same thing every day. I have like 3 boiled eggs, half a cup of rice, and 2 wheat toast. For lunch, it's usually some type of soup that she'll make, usually chicken soup. Then for dinner, it's usually chicken breast or chicken wings in the air fryer. Demeasy 626, thanks for the super chat. He said vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, healthy diet, and exercise. And I've got a multivitamin that has zinc in it. And I'm taking all of that, man. That's probably why I haven't been sick. Kona Ranger, thanks for that super sticker. Whatever it is, I'm going to keep doing it. If it's not broke, I'm not going to break it. And like my mother said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Hey, thanks, Simply. Thank you for stopping by. She says, great to be here, my friend. Have a wonderful weekend. Michael Coffey says, Calvin Hasser, top 5 vaccines are Pfizer, Moderna, Novavax, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca. Yeah, that's from a nurse's mic in U.S. Call. Yeah, I believe you, but it's so many now. Johnny Abreu says, do you think in September will be open? I mean, your guess is as good as mine, to be honest with you. This place here is going to open when it opens. Anybody that tells you that they 100% know for sure when it's going to open, they're lying to you. Oh, okay. When Red Silk says you get the diamond when you go over the equator and the prime meridian. Well, I've been over the equator. What's the prime meridian? Educate me, Red Silk. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, lady too cutie. It says, well, it doesn't look like I'll get my LGBTQ questions answered here. Much respect. No, somebody was, it's the first, I guess one of my moderators was, thought your questions were too provocative. I'll answer them if I can, but I don't know a whole lot about the LGBTQ community. All I do know over here is they're accepted over here, and they don't, gay people don't even get a second look over here. It's just like a way of life over here. To be honest with you, nobody really, if you were to walk down the street holding hands, same sex holding hands, no one's even going to say anything. It's like, oh, big deal. Jacob Chun said, Brooks, Asics, New Balance running shoes are hot. I forgot Asics, but I've never had a running shoe other than Brooks. Now over here, I usually get Adidas, but I don't run anymore. I ride my bike. Hey, Gabriel Bold, thanks for that super chat. He said one of the best multivitamins I found is called Tangerine 2.0. Really helps in my age, and this super chat goes to your wife. Now, can I find that work? Can I find that over here in Asia, Gabriel? Because I've got a matter of fact, I'm glad you told me that, because today I've got to re-up on the I forgot the damn multivitamin I take over here. It's really, really good. Frank Ellis said, Cal, see you loving that air fryer. Absolutely. The chicken is so delicious, Frank. I won't use anything else, and she knows it. She fries fish for them. I even had fish in it the other day, man. That's why I'm losing even extra weight now, because I haven't had fried food in a long time. I can't remember when. Yeah. Clayton says, wow, lots of protein, Calvin. Eggs, chicken, and rice predominant. I do. I get a lot of protein, and that's good when you're over here, because that's the reason why, you got to realize, because of the Philippine diet over here, 50% of Filipinos, adults now, have a lack of protein in their system. 90% have a lack of, when you drink milk, what's that? Because, Filipinos, they stress milk when you're young, but as they get older, they stop drinking it. But that's why you see them, they're small. That 50% and 90% contributes to that the body mass being small. And then when they go to a country like America, where they're getting plenty of protein and plenty of the what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Calcium. Thank you, Clayton Mary. They start getting big. Yeah, the body mass increases. No, Timothy Bright says, I heard the air fryer is the bomb, but a beast to clean. No, is that true for anyone who has one? No, it's just, you got the tray that you stick down in there and you push it in. You pull it out, you clean the tray and the tray holder. That's it. Yeah, Jerome Morgan, calcium, my brother. Yeah, I couldn't get that. But yeah, 90% of them, they don't drink milk. So you get eat like a Filipino, yeah, you're going to lose weight, but it's going to be the wrong type of weight loss. You don't want it. So you got to eat more protein, get more calcium. I don't drink a lot of milk, but I take a multivitamin that has calcium in it. Oh, okay, spiritual prepper. He says, Google Hoka Bondi 7-inch for good trial running shoe. And that's what Jason Tung was saying. Yeah, Patrick Ginn, he said they also eat tons of white bread, processed pasta, and sugar when they get to the U.S. That doesn't help the waistline either. Absolutely. And then, of course, our small is like this. Our small is their extra large. Cal Devin says, I don't cook with oil. Me either. And see, when you cook in the air fryer, you reduce your calories 70 to 80%. That oil, man, puts a lot of fat on you, man. Zorba Dundee says air fryers are the bomb here too. He said add a little bit of olive oil. That's what Cal Deadman said. Yeah, Craig Jordan says air fried chicken like fried chicken. It is. It's really the same without the grease and all of that. Because it's crazy because when I was growing up, we used to go to the store and get those big chunks of lard. And my mother would just place it down in the skillet, let it get hot, and then put her chicken in it. Hell, I lived. Demizi 626 says, can you tell us more about the consequences of dating a Filipino who's a Jesus freak? Thank you. Thanks for that super chat. Yeah. And just to say this without offending anybody, when I said that, people use that word back in the 70s, man. I don't understand why people get offended by it. It just means a very religious person. One thing is with guys that come over here, we're going by the reputation of the Filipino, being a good woman and everything like that. But at the same time, we're very impatient. She's going to make you wait on everything. Yeah, wait on sex. She's going to ask you to make the biggest bet of all. That's that you're going to be compatible once you marry her, because up until that time, there's no passion, there's no intimacy, there's none of that. You're just going to be going around, going to church all day, and all the decisions that she make, she's got to check with Jesus first, and is it God's will and all of that, and I don't know, some guys, they just don't like that. Some guys don't like, waiting like that. Hold on, guys, that's my Awatic people. Hold on.
Mapilian ka, mag-like, share ka, subscribe siya. Natag, follow ka po, kagaya tag 1,000. Ang usa ka tao.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Lama, take care. Yeah, and back to the, the religious person. See, a Jesus freak, she's going to want another Jesus freak. I mean, then you're not going to have a problem because she's looking for somebody perfect, man. Nobody's perfect. And that's the bottom line, man. That's the only thing that I have against real religious people. A lot of what they expect, their expectations are unrealistic, especially when it comes to a mate. So, you're going to get somebody that's always going to be looking for you to be perfect and say the right things and do the right things all the time. And I ain't trying to live my life like that. If there's somebody sitting somewhere in some clouds looking down on me, judging me like that, I got a problem with that. Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah. Conan Ranger said, don't drink the Kool-Aid, Calvin. See, I just don't. People think I don't have any beliefs. Yeah, I got beliefs, but I just believe in universal law and principle. And then remember when a lot of these religions were, and we're not, now I'm not even going to talk about that. Let's get off another subject. Sorry. Let's see. Clayton Murphy, that's it. Too much into Jesus. There'll be no watching porn on the phone. Yeah. But I forgot, we're not going to get into that, man. I apologize, man. See how I get, because, as reasonable adults, we should be able to talk about stuff like that, but we can't. Race, politics, religion, and sports. We cannot do it. But I always use my gravity analogy. In order for you to believe in gravity, do you have to understand physics? No. We're not going to argue. If I tell you I'm going to throw this pen up in the air, what's going to happen? You're not going to argue if I tell you that it's going to come down to the ground. Now, does it matter whether you're black or white, whether you got a PhD or ever went to college or high school or school at all, whether you're fat or skinny, rich or poor, it doesn't matter. Once it leaves your hand, the law of gravity takes over, comes to the ground. That's just the way I look at life. There's laws out there that it doesn't matter who you are. If you tap into them and practice them, you're going to, reap the rewards or benefits. Or if you violate them, then you're going to reap the punishment. But that's as far as I'll say. No, I'm not talking about Lawrence Cotton. I'm not even going to address that question because remember, I'm not going to get into this because we're reasonable adults, but we can't talk about religion without arguing, so I'm not going to do it. Thanks for, that. Daryl Fulmore said, oops, you said, damn. Crazy. You guys are funny. Yeah, we can't talk about this stuff, guys. I'd like to, but we just can't do it. James Lance said, Calvin, this guy's trying to get you a book deal. Did you see that? I didn't. Who? Maybe I missed that. John Gomez says, what's up, Calvin? How's the weather? Well, it's hot. Hot and hot. To be honest with you. It's hot over here. This isn't Houston hot, guys, okay? I'm telling y'all, it's hot. Hey, Eves Gabriel, thanks for the super chat. Said, Mr. Calvin, you're correct about, the church. And also, my sister's a nurse, and she got both shots. And she's still wearing her mask. I don't blame her. And see, if somebody's going to talk to me about the COVID and those vaccines, it would have to be a frontline worker like a nurse. Don't come to me, Johnny come lately, live next door down the street, want to talk to me about the COVID and we're so far away from the COVID and the front line, man. You don't know nothing. You only know what the people are telling you on the news. But the nurses and doctors and these frontline people who are actually coming in contact with it every day or see it with their own eyes, now they can talk to me and school me about it. But you Johnny come latelys, man, that, I don't want to hear it. Really, man, we're so far away from the COVID, man, that we don't know what we're talking about, man. Honestly. Oh, okay, a prime meridian is the meridian, a line along longitude in a geographic coordinate system at which longitude is defined to be 0. Where would that be? Thank you. So I know if I'm a diamond shellback, Max Bryant, and I appreciate that. See, these guys on here, man, they're smart as hell. James Land says, calming and soothing relaxation music. I was trying to get you a book deal. Go back and read it if you're interested. I'll do that after this live stream. I got about 17 more minutes. But remember, Sunday, I got to go grocery shopping. Eve Gabriel says, exactly. Yeah. Now, your sister can talk to me about it. But I promise you, I can't honestly tell you whether I've seen anybody with COVID or not, to be honest. I'm so far away from it, man. COVID to me, I only see it on the news and in the newspaper. They are seeing it up front, man. And, and that's why all these conspiracy people going around. Yeah, you talk to one of them and they'll tell you. Daryl Fulmore says, start a piggery, you can make bank. Who wants to work that hard, Daryl? And then guess what? Remember, the man whose piggery you're in competition with, he's going to come over there and poison your pigs. Yeah, Conan Ranger said, have you seen any UFOs over there in the Philippines? It's a hot item now in the USA. See, that's another thing I have a problem with. Okay, let's say that they're real. Okay, now what? Okay, they're real. Now what? What's that proof? I don't understand it. But all we see is their ships or their vehicles. We never see them. I mean, what are they afraid of? Hell, we're nothing. Thanks for that super chat, Demizi626. And thank you, man, so much for your super chats. I would read yours anyway. He says, before I got with my fiance, I dated a Filipino from Samar who was a J freak. She said to me, no kissing, no sex before marriage. But she was okay with getting my money. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right there. So is there anything wrong with a Jesus freak? No, if you're a Jesus freak, but most of us are not Jesus freaks. So you're going to have a problem with that. But yeah, she's not going to, and that's the whole hypocrisy about it. Imagine you're a slave owner. You're praying, you and the slave, you're praying to the same doctor. The same God. Explain that to me. And that's where, I get off, And the serial killer and the non-believer are treated the same. See, come on, guys. Kona Ranger says, okay, have you dated a UFO? I think I dated one. But yeah, I don't understand this. Okay, because I got a really good friend, man. He's into this UFO stuff. And I'm like, okay, big deal. You see the UFO, but okay, what does that mean? If that's the case, if UFOs are real, is that Jesus spying on everybody? So, or does that throw religion just out the window then? Because You ask people about the dinosaurs and see that's where it all goes off track. I've got friends, good friends of mine, who are into the church, they're into the mosque, but they don't want to acknowledge the dinosaurs. They say that the dinosaurs aren't real. And see, I don't know. I got to get out that. Alchemist 89 says humanity currently lacks the unconditional love to be able to accept the diversity of different alien species. Yeah, even different people here, we throw science out the window. We don't understand the reason why people are different colors in America. We think it has something to do with their intelligence and their worth and all of that. We just throw science out the window. If we can't accept one another, hell, we surely are not going to expect UFOs. Brad Nichols said dinosaurs were real. I believe they're real. But my barber, he's in the Nation of Islam, my barber in America, one of my best friends, he says he thinks it's not real because how can they find every single bone of a dinosaur and and then put them in these museums and stuff like that? I'm saying it's the same thing the way y'all preach the Bible. You fill in some stuff. You fill in some of the missing pieces is what I tell him, just like y'all do. I mean, because if you look at the Bible, hell, Jesus, they only talk about 1 week in the life of Jesus. Eve Gabriel said, people, thanks for the super chat. He said, people worried about UFOs but can't pay their rent. I don't get it, though, about the UFO. I've never understood the argument about the UFO. I don't get it. Michael Dorsonville, what's going on? He said, hey, Calvin, what's going on, brother? Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Your wife got on my case. She was on here one time, and she said that she's jealous because you love me more than her. I said, no, I doubt it. Clayton Murray says, of course dinosaurs are real. I've seen the bones. I mean, when they start talking about science isn't real, then I've got to just say, okay. Really, I gotta stop the conversation right there. But I mean, somebody who believes in the UFOs, okay, so what are you saying, that religion is not real? Or what are you saying, science isn't real? Or nothing is real that we're experiencing right now? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand the UFO, that there's more intelligent beings out there in the world. But if they are, why don't they come on and just land the damn thing? If you can fly from so many light years away and all you want to do is just drive by, I mean, that's a crock of stuff. Really. Daryl Fulmer says, yeah, that's right, Calvin, let it go. Some of them can't handle it. Yeah, when it comes to the museums and stuff, I don't understand it. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes, guys. I appreciate all the super chats, super stickers. Let's get 200 thumbs up, guys, at least. 205 people watching, 192. And again, thank you, Jacob Tong, for that. I got to go. He sent me money for a birthday meal. He wants me to take John and his wife out. We're going tonight to our favorite place, Ma'awani. And eat. And I appreciate that. Barry Mitchell says, hey, God made the UFOs too. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Is that what it's all about? Red Shift Lloyd said, has anyone seen UFO. Share it, please. Thanks, LeVon White. I appreciate it. He says, I watched Barney for years. He said, dinosaurs are real. They are real. I'm crying. Believe. Yeah. Thanks, LeVon White. He's part of NTZ for life. Brad Jones says, if they exist, they're surely laughing at us. Hey, Tata Sanders, thanks for stopping by again. You met your wife in America. He's married to a Filipino, but he's never been here before. Now, that's a good vlog for your channel, Tata. I'd like to hear some particulars about that. Really? Now, that's something that's interesting, Tata Sanders. Okay, Sean Statzer says there's a supposed haunted house in the Philippines that I want you to check out. Okay, well, they believe in the aswang, and when a woman's pregnant, if it wants to come and snatch the baby out of the woman's body. They've got some beliefs over here. Hey, Demizi 626, thanks for the super chat. He said, best place to get barbecue ribs in the Philippines. Where we're going tonight, as far as I'm concerned, Demizi, the Ma'awani Hotel right here in San Carlos, Negros Occidental. Man, it'll make you bite your tongue and your fingers. It's delicious. It's like eating ribs from home. I promise you, man. And it shocked me. Me and my girlfriend, first time I ever ate over there, we ate, and I'm thinking, okay, we just settled. I said, let's eat over here. I want to see what this food is like. And so we were safe. We ordered the barbecue chicken. Oh my God. I thought I was at home because I thought it was going to be that same barbecue chicken that they, serve everywhere here. No, the sauce and the way they cook it, everything's like I was at home. And every meal after has been the same. That's the truth. Emmanuel Finley says, I agree with Calvin, but if someone is on a plane that's crashing, there'd be no atheists on board. But see, that's the problem I got. You're either an atheist or a believer in America. There's no in between there. And I just gotta, I just don't. You're either a theist or atheist. And see, in America, we don't have any gray areas, and that's the problem I have. There's a lot of gray areas in this universe. I promise you that. And but yeah, Demizi, where we're going tonight, I promise you, man, those ribs, and that's the only time. Remember, I told you I can count on my hands the time I've eaten pork in the Philippines. It's always there. Their ribs and that sauce, and then you get mashed potatoes on the side, and then like mixed vegetables. I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's delicious. Okay, East Gabriel said, Miss Calvin, can you vlog one of your bike runs? We'd love to see it. Okay, I will. I'm going to do it this afternoon. And see, stuff like that I like to put on my Patreon page. But I do that, without any sound or anything. I'm going to just do it short today. Because of you asked me, Eves Gabriel. Because I do stuff. It's not for the views and stuff, man. I listen to my viewers and subscribers. Even though YouTube is all about views and stuff, sometimes, man, you gotta throw all that out and just say, hey, man, I'm gonna do this for you. Yeah, Jason, the Moo, that's right. I forgot. That's another one I couldn't think of. Jason Will says, are you scared of Aswang and Moo Cow? I'm not, because I don't believe in that stuff. Yeah, you're right, Daryl. I never would have brought that up. The guy super chatted me that, so it was my obligation to say it. But yeah, you're right. I don't talk about that. And, because somebody's religion is like their possession, I wouldn't violate that. Yeah, Frank Ellis, he says agnostic. Yeah, agnostic is another way. Jay said, what did the tag chart say today, Captain? I forgot what you meant by that, JH. I forgot. Oh, you're welcome, Eves Gabriel. Y'all do that. I'm going to tell y'all something, how petty some of these people on YouTube. Now, a friend of mine died. I had to take my video down about the cleanest city in the Philippines, where I took y'all around on the motorcycle, took you around San Carlos City. Now, 2 of the songs I used were from YouTube's library, where you can use it without any copyright, anything, right? So then one of my friends, he passed away. He sent me a song before he died. He said, Calvin, I want you to have this song, and so I used it. But I guess, it was called Leaving on a Jet Plane. I guess he must have sampled a little bit of that Leaving on a Jet Plane, but I can't hear it. And I got a copyright infringement, and I had to take it down. Red Ship said he saw one in the Navy. It defied all physics. Well, okay, well, I'm saying, what is it doing just flying around? Why won't they stop? Yeah, guys, I got two minutes and a half. Hey, Michael Coffey said, Calvin has said, American citizens, make sure you keep up with your vaccination card from the CDC. That's your proof. Hey, Eve Gabriel, thanks for that super chat. He said, this is for your birthday, Calvin. Got to go. See you next time. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And look for that short. I uploaded today, Eve Gabriel. I'm going to go around. And then I'm going to do another cleanest city in the Philippines, but I'm not going to put any music with it. Okay? Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. I got 1:40 seconds, guys. J.C. Blunt said UFOs are real, likely not aliens, likely from the future. Yeah, I can buy that. I can buy that. But thank you, everybody, for your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up, all your kindness, your generosity, your support of my channel. If you're in America, it's late. Before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help. But if you're on one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, you're just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break, you see somebody in the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a couple of dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's what? 11:29, almost 11:30 a.m. You got the whole rest of the day to find somebody to help. There's no excuse not to intentionally go out and find somebody else to help, especially if you can afford it. I'm not putting pressure on anybody, because there's literally millions and millions of people here who need our help. That electronic community pantry that I started, the greatest idea I've ever come up with, man. Trust me, when I was just doing the spin wheel, I was wondering, I was like, I wonder why nobody's interested in that. The minute I start doing this electronic community pantry, giving away rice and grocery items, I promise you this, guys, I've got more names now. I can't even record them all to put in the spin wheel. It takes me a full day to do that, okay? Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time, guys. Thank y'all so much.